parcel, like a parcel viewer with another sketches they've done the subdivision, so this is not updated on the parcel viewer yet, but there is a line now that exists about right here through this parcel, and this is Mr. Casano's
So I can qualify
portion.
welders.
Okay.
So the result is
I
I
did
do
put
machinist
this
work
into
at the
zoning,
welding and fabrication,
and then
and I use my
I
PE.
also
And the truth is, I've been
this
retired
aerial here,
officially
where again, that line is
since
missing,
June
but
of
it gives you an idea of,
2013.
how the
No,
properties
retired,
laid
yeah, I
out.
retired
The
after
properties
32 years
actually,
with the New York Power.
primarily sloped in the
Senior
front,
champion. God bless. Well, thank you, yeah.
so.
So,
I
yeah,
have
where do you live?
the,
let us, do you know where the tunnel portal is? Yeah, I live up behind the tunnel portal on Brook Tree Hollow. There's a new little.
I just need to have this back. I gave you guys everything that's attached except the actual, front page of the application.
So,
So
for me,
you have all the
if it comes to
attachments
town
with the
hall,
exception
the
of
weather
this
was
page.
favorable, I could damn near walk.
Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
so I'll give
Well,
you
it's not
that
too bad
to
for me.
Yeah, so you lived in.
look at for now, but I need that one back
For
and everything else you can
30
keep or
years.
keep in your
Right
folders
after
and I'll
graduating
take back
from college.
upstairs.
And then you move here.
Yeah, city or something.
No, usually from Morgan.
Oh, John Pierce.
That's, my dad was a lifelong employee, he also an engineer. What they call manufacturing engineer, but manufacturing, but he was a project manager for factory construction. So I always thought he would actually was an architectural engineer, but he was a building manager, so that's probably my deepest background in building trades. But, you know, being a photographer, I did several photography studios we built out, several so you know, residential construction experience, but I'm not, full disclosure, to this blind, I'm learning as fast as I can.
That's good.
So any help you guys can give me or any
There's
instruction?
a Christmas card in there for you. You missed the December meeting.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Huh. This is very nice.
So I was a little late.
Oh, wow. I like your calligraphy, Tracy, and thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, and you're welcome.
I'll put this on the windowsill with the other cards. Never too late. Thank you.
The Christmas tree isn't still up, is it?
No, no.
I could have put Easter eggs on mine one year. Yeah.
Black Bear Builders. You Black Bear?
No, that's, you're looking at an old
You
one.
got last- yeah, you
Tonight's
got last month.
agenda was on the top of the folder,
Okay.
so.
Here we are,
Yeah, that was an old agenda.
right? Dean
This is-
Casano.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
And this is your plot plan.
Yes, sir.
okay, so we have to
What do they call a meeting order? Yeah. The original order.
touch the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Please.
Ralph Reese,
Here.
Joseph Michaels,
Here.
Keith Johnson,
Here.
Gary Guglielmetti, Mark Lodi.
Here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Usually there's like right now, you just sort of review Mr. Casano's application and see if there's any questions, and we'll ask him in a moment to come up with.
Yeah, we don't have anything current because we haven't had a meeting in a few months. So everything else we already did previously. So there's nothing new. That's why the agenda is so short like this. It would normally have minutes and all of that stuff on it if it were following a meeting.
Well, you know, me being a new member, you guys have to help me through this. I have no familiarity with this site whatsoever. Do I need site review?
Well,
There's
The way
time.
this will proceed is that this will probably be sent to public hearing. Every variance application has to have a public hearing, so there will be at least a month before we vote, we're able to vote on this. So,
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier, that you'll have about a month to go out and look if you want to.
Tracy, I don't know if it's possible, but in the past, we used to actually get a packet with the upcoming applications, like 5 or 6 days before the meeting, so we were able to review them. I don't know what your schedule is.
There's been some issues upstairs with, there's been some 3 personnel changes in the last couple months, and things are a little backed up. So normally you absolutely would, but things are just a little behind. But moving forward, hopefully we're going to settle and things are going to be smoother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I didn't want to keep pushing Mr. Cassano back and back and back because we weren't having a meeting. So I take full responsibility for rushing this in.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Why don't you come up and tell us what you're trying to do here? This is the only building that's on the property now?
There's nothing on the property, it's a vacant property.
That's
Okay.
the proposed building
I think
site.
though, for
Okay,
the
the building
record, why don't-
will be.
Excuse me?
for the record, why don't you state your name?
Oh, Dean Cassetto. I own that property on Ford Hill.
Okay, and Thornhill is up in Woodland Valley?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the proposed building site. and
Okay.
I would like to get a variance. It's a very steep piece of property. It just, from that point where it just drops right off, and you're very limited to what you can do with the property.
Okay, so at issue here is the setback from
Yes, sir,
the
from the front
road.
setback.
You are adding, according to this, a parcel of 0.834 acres. So
No,
the-
that's already added.
Okay, so it's, yeah, because it shows it as to be added. But-
Okay, no, that's
okay.
been done back many years ago.
Okay, so then the result is, the only thing at issue here is just the front setback?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And why is a variance required, is request?
well, if you look, here you go. You're gonna see your setback distance, you see?
I put the
Minimum yard requirements.
bulk regs are in the attachment with the maps so that you can see
Yeah. So,
in the R3
This
zone what the
R3
setbacks
zone,
are.
we go over here to minimum yard requirements in your front yard.
60,
setback.
it's a 60-foot setback.
Right.
He's-
So he's
he has
requesting,
45.
he's
Yeah.
requesting a 15-foot variance to change it to a
Yeah.
45-foot setback.
On this map here, both of these parcels belong to you, or just with this one?
Yeah, yes, I start over here. This piece of property was purchased by myself and the other lot, so they split it. So this line no longer exists, this is the new lot line.
Okay.
In fact, let me show you even clearer with this.
Yeah, I guess a conformed survey would be the thing to have.
Yeah, he's got one.
Okay, the other thing is, a survey with topos or contours would be helpful. I don't know that it's a requirement, but obviously that would make the case for the,
Well, I'm actually very familiar with this piece of property. I
Okay.
live in Valley, and I built a house, owned and built a house up on William Way, just up the street from you.
Oh, yes, okay.
And I know a lot of those people, and in fact, I think I've written you letters over the year about.
Oh, yes, yes.
Interest in your property.
Yes.
So, as he says, it is incredibly steep there. It's a very, very small area in which you could possibly build.
Yeah.
I think certainly his application for hardship is
yeah, I don't see.
is in order, I think, because you can't possibly build on it.
Pass it down to John.
I do
Yeah.
have,
I know there is a flat down below where the septic is.
Yeah, that's so far down, you wouldn't even be able to drive to it.
Yeah, exactly, so.
I
Parcel
could
here
print out
is now
maps that
contiguous.
show
This
the
parcel
elevation
there
if you're
is
interested to
0.834
bring to the
acres.
next
I'm
meeting.
familiar with that.
I don't think it's safe.
See, so your setback,
There's
your side distance is going to be
I think that the size of the house would have to really be curtailed. in a
Yes,
way,
yes, yeah,
because
yeah.
It's not much of
The
a,
topographic lines, you see.
you know, an
there's
area
brick
to
here.
be built on.
So that would make
Oftentimes people
sense
say, well,
as you
couldn't you
pull
possibly
the
push
land.
it back 20
Working this way.
feet, but.
There's
I
also a
think in this
drainage
case-
issue into the creek.
I think I'm on the edge,
Where he's
you might-
locating his
Yeah,
site.
I
He's already
agree.
took care of that, there's a flat.
And I recall when
And then
Camello,
what about, traffic
Marquez,
issues?
you split this lot next to you several years ago.
It's a very minimally
Yeah, it
traveled
was
road.
quite a while ago, but I really don't remember the
Private,
line.
almost a private
Yeah.
road.
We did buy it. It's-
Cul-de-sac.
In fact, the piece of property that we added to it, to use this piece of property, you can't build
So do you
anything
see any
on it.
reason to deny the
But it
variance?
just
No,
did for
not at all.
privacy.
Yeah, no, I understand.
No, I mean, everything looks fine, I mean, I don't see any reason that.
You actually gonna build, you'd like to build this year?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I would like to get this straightened out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you won't turn dirt now till spring.
Not up there, it's all clay.
Well, it's no, the variance lives with the life of the property, so if it's to be approved, then you would be all set to build whenever you're ready.
This would be a residence.
I'm not even sure right now. I might even sell the property, I'm not sure.
Well, why don't you proceed with the variance as though you are going to build?
Right.
That's why you are here tonight.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I might, I'm still thinking
Whatever,
about it.
whatever you're doing, you know, change of heart is, that's, you know, not anything relevant here.
Right.
Is there any restriction vis-a-vis size that you need to make restrict sign on the road?
I mean, size of the building.
Size of the building?
No, as long as it conforms to whatever setbacks are allowable. No, in the township, there's no size regulations as far as I know, just the setbacks. As long as they can comply with those, especially you, man, home so large.
Yeah, and right on the creek.
Right.
So one thing I appreciate is the fact that you're moving your construction site away from the creek, thereby minimizing any
Oh, yes,
pollutants. The fact
it's
that-
quite a distance from the creek.
Yeah, see, you'd have to scale it.
And here's
You'd have to scale it.
466.5 feet
Yeah,
to this
you
line.
subtract-
He's up
okay.
here somewhere, so.
Okay,
So he's roughly about 450 feet from the creek if you go along this survey line.
okay. Must be a beautiful location.
It is, it's nice. What a beautiful spot.
It has actually, yeah, I do. It has the views of, probably have views of Wittenberg from there, don't you, when the leaves are up, Wittenberg now?
Slide.
Oh, Slide, you see Slide, okay. Yeah,
Is that upstream from your house? or-
it's downstream. I live up near the next, just before the next bridge, just before the Tenasco Bridge on the right side.
Bob Cross, surveyor, I've known him for some time too.
He surveyed this? Is
Yes, he did.
He's still active? huh?
Across the road.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 2003, actually.
Across the road from you is where that bank
I know
is.
his
Like,
son.
You know, I think
It's
it's
up-
moved
it's
a
up
little
there.
bit more too. I'm just up there this
I
evening.
think it's up the hill a little bit, it's up and around the bend. This is that, this is that little bit of road that comes down, this is the end of the road.
yeah.
Okay, Dean, I believe this is
Comes up and
yours.
then kind of branches up this way, so it'll be over here somewhere, I think, that, then you keep sliding down, that big swamp that you kind of do stuff with. Yeah, it's all, as you say, it's all solid clay up there.
Yes, yeah, there is a spot I noticed, I think like right over here, this bank, I think, pushed in a little bit.
Move it, yeah.
Oh, across the street from
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Where,
So on this parcel viewer, is this a wetland or is that just a creek?
That's the Woodland Valley Creek down
Okay.
there.
Not just a
I guess
wetland,
that, I guess
actual
that's the, show that it's the overflow or something like that.
Well, they often show the limits.
Okay.
You know, what it will go to as an extreme.
that's probably the road, that's probably the better road. I don't have any further questions.
Pardon?
You have any questions?
I have no further questions of Mr. Casano.
I would make a motion then that we send it to public hearing and schedule it for our next.
So a motion to accept the application as submitted and set to public hearing?
Not to accept the application, just to set the public hearing.
Okay.
Okay, I'll second it, Tracy.
Do we have to accept the application to be sent to public hearing? Should we either accept it as submitted or as
If we
amended
accept the
prior
application,
to?
that means we approving it. Yeah, so we're just setting the public hearing. We could deem it complete or something if you like.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm just going, because I do the planning board things regularly, and generally what they do is they accept the application as submitted, but you're accepting it and putting it, out for a public hearing, it doesn't mean you're approving it. You're only accepting it as it was submitted, because you could very well reject the application due to it being incomplete or whatever. So I don't mean acceptance on the level of approval, I mean acceptance in order to set it to public hearing.
To move it forward. So no,
Yeah,
that doesn't mean.
you
No,
would
I-
have to accept it in
No, I
order
understand it
to
completely,
set
but
it
that's
to.
not the way we've always done it here, so we'll.
Okay, well, and just, it's confusing because of you guys and the planning, and the way you guys do things are
We're not there.
entirely different.
Yeah.
Are we following Robert's rules?
Well, no, I know, you are, you're not them, but, you know what I mean? You figure like the general rules of the meeting would be kind of the same. But, okay.
I have one question before we go any further. When we consider a proposal like this, do we need to consider the application of design, the utilities, like existing power lines, new power lines, like sewer line?
Depending on the situation, this, we're just asking for a variance.
Okay.
We don't normally get involved in.
Joe, that was you, second?
Yeah, I second
Depending
it.
on the situation, we don't normally, usually that's already in place. If there's an issue with the right-of-ways or water easements, things like that, we make it involved. Where it's just a basic building,
Okay.
we don't have to get involved.
Sorry, I'm not doing this at your expense. I'm just new here.
Yeah.
This is new to me, this.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the attorney about that. Yeah, just to verify, because with everyone doing it differently, it's confusing to me, and so I wanna make sure that I have it right.
Well, how would you prefer we do it?
It's not a matter of preference, it's a matter of what's legitimate. You know what I mean? I want to do it the right way, that's how I prefer to do it. I prefer to do it the right way.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to set the public hearing for March 18th at 7:30 PM.
We need to vote on the motion.
Yep.
Take a voice vote, Percy?
We're going to do a roll call vote.
Yeah.
Ralph Reese,
Yes.
Joseph Michaels.
Yes?
Keith Johnson,
Yes.
Mark Lodi.
Yes.
Okay. So, if you want to just hang out for a minute, we'll do that
Okay.
when we're through here.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Did you get your maps back?
I still have it.
Okay, all right, so just hang tight for a minute.
So now procedurally, we have to notify the public of the public meeting.
Yeah, so about 2 weeks before the next meeting, I will send out certified letters to the abutting property owners, notifying them of the public hearing, date and time, and what exactly it is that Mr. Casano is requesting regarding his area variance. I'll also post in the Daily Freeman, and then any comments or anything that comes through prior to that will come through the office, and if there's any questions or concerns beforehand, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
You know what, I had a form, because I wanted to update everybody's info, and I think I left it on the printer. So I'm gonna grab that to just make sure. I'm gonna grab that real quick, so I want you guys to fill that out before you leave.
We got some issues, near Bryson.
You're on, you're on, so maybe we should have some discussion later.
Yeah, so we need to consult here.
Okay.
How to proceed.
Okay.
Plus, I need a new kick fan under my kitchen sink. I was wondering if you could install it for us.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that failed.
Oh, really?
Plus, our water, the well pump failed on Monday night.
Oh, God.
And we have the entire water committee beginning the new pumping tomorrow. But so why all this happens? It goes after the coldest night of the year. My well pump fails. I don't know why it happens like that.
They call it Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
At least the line didn't free, I think I was.
So far, no. But we put a heater down in the basement. So I'm gonna start calling out Lodi's Law.
So what are you doing for water?
Oh, we went
Going next door?
Yeah, we've been going to friends for showers and stuff, but they've gone next door for water and stuff like that. So we started cooking and stuff like that. It makes you realize how life must have been around here before the advent of plumbing. Like you spend
Indoor plumbing, like
you
you
spend
said.
20% of your day just hauling water, you know, and heating water to wash. And God forbid you actually have to get laundry for yourself. We're getting a dose of old Chichester.
Well, if you didn't have it, you wouldn't miss it. So years ago, if all you knew was outside plumbing and hauling water from a well, there was nothing to miss, nothing to,
Chichester was actually advanced. I think the plumbing went in, what was the date on the road back? 1924 or 28? Because we were one of the first and only hamlets to get a public sewer system put in by New York City, but only on condition that New York City maintain M&O in perpetuity. This was negotiated by Old Man Schwartzwalder, Schwartzwalder Furniture Factory. And so they, to this day, they continue to maintain that. So when that happened, everybody in Chichester got indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
A lot of still houses still have, well, do you have the outhouse behind yours?
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of them still did.
Yeah, it's falling apart though.
Is it?
It's not gonna do that.
Like,
Yeah, especially after
I think unless it's just recent, they're still legal.
No, that's another issue. How did they use the outhouse in weather like this?
quickly.
Briefly, yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't linger long.
Well, the other thing is, the women and children had either a slop jar or a slop bucket in the house.
right.
And
Thunder mug.
The unofficial rule was when a boy reached about 12, he had to go to the outhouse. He was done using the slop bucket at night. That was for the women and the small children.
Are you speaking from experience?
From guys on the job that I worked with who grew up under those conditions.
Because they have.
Keith and I owned a house up in Chichester up on, William Crumb's old house up there on Sunshine Hill. They had a double outhouse in the
Yeah,
back.
two
It
holes.
straddled, no, it straddled two property lines.
Oh.
So it was one contiguous outhouse for two homes with a wall in the outhouse, which, that's a little,
Strange.
a little, yep.
Well, they sometimes built them as,
I guess.
sometimes built them as two holers, and sometimes you'd get it with a smaller hole for the children to use.
We've come a long way.
Yeah.
Well, they used to have the body chairs, that had the bodies underneath it, seat lifted up.
Keith, if you need for any reason, you can use.
No, I designed a few septics in my day, and just done one over in Lanesville recently enough.
To have septic in
Yeah, oh yeah, that's, and weirdly, that's in the Ashokan Basin.
it is, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because
So-
the stream.
So we had to go through the whole 9 yards with the city, they had to come out to witness the test holes and perks. I did a preliminary set of test holes and perks. The land was good for an in-ground septic, so then, filed with the city.
And you actually got it in ground.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I got a 6-minute perk.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I know.
Whereabouts
but
was that,
did
right
you
on Route
stop by
214?
this or no?
Yeah.
She must.
Beecher Smith spun off the parcel.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll have her fix this. I know Mark came in and did
Yeah, I haven't done a
this.
septic in ages.
Ralph, can you just update and then pass it along? And then, what I'm gonna do is, once I have all this, at some point, I'll print something out that's got everybody's stuff on it, and then my info also, and then I'll give everybody one at the next meeting, so this way we all have everybody's updated.
So do you actually reach out and notify every board member every time we have a meeting?
Well,
Or-
yeah, because the ZBA meetings are not consistent the way the planning board meetings are.
Gotcha.
Those are just given, those are every month, but unless there's something on the agenda, we don't usually have a meeting.
Okay. So if I don't hear anything from any of you guys, then I'll assume you know.
Right, so what I want to be able to do, I know I can't email Keith, but, we have dealings on the ambulance too, so I talk to Keith often.
Okay.
But for everyone else, I'll probably send a group email, and then follow up with a phone call, but I didn't have your information, and the other email that I have has one of the members that doesn't belong, so I just need to update everything.
Sure.
Which is why, like, you know, this time everybody got a phone call, but in the future, you know, it'd be easier just
Yeah.
to shoot an email out, you know, a week before.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In the past, we used to get notified at the last minute prior to your taking the reins. That was common. Always show up for meetings that didn't happen.
Yeah, I
think
don't
we-
like to do that, the last minute notification, because then there's no guarantee that anybody will come.
That's true.
You know, and then that puts the applicant back another month at times, so.
Well, I'm self-employed, so, you know, my
Well,
schedule's all over the
so
place.
for right now, you know that we have a meeting in March, because we've set to public hearing.
March 18th.
Right, and then from there, you know, if there's anything else new that pops up, I'll let you know then, otherwise
Do it on St. Patrick's Day.
you'll be
because the
contacted in
meeting's the
between.
18th.
Already been there and done that, so I don't need to do it again.
I'm not sure. What are they? They
You
might
sound
not
like
have
you're
been.
speaking like a true Irishman.
Well, they would have been in there since the last meeting. Yeah, so probably just older minutes.
October.
Yeah, we haven't had a meeting in a while. Yeah,
It's back, right?
yes, I need that back.
So I have a couple of questions maybe I could ask at this time. I received this book from Rolf, actually.
Oh,
I've been reading through it.
I was working on, I don't mean to cut you off, I apologize, but I'm working on getting you a code book, okay?
That was one of my questions. Another question was, according to this book, we may be required to do a financial disclosure form. Okay. And then,
Not in this town.
that'd be the joke of it. Okay, and then we talk about a book where I can access more information about soil surveys, a book, The Geography of New York State by John Thompson was recommended. You guys know about that book? I cannot access, okay, I'll go to the library for that. And then there's a book guide to planning and zoning laws of New York State.
Was that written by Coons also? I think a lot of that is covered in this book, the short course book.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that book, Tracy?
No.
Okay.
I'll just so that you know, and as a question to you, anytime that the training comes about, what I've been doing recently, because you're required to maintain 4 hours per year while you serve.
Right.
So as the trainings come up, what I've been doing is just automatically enrolling all the board members, and then, you know, if you can go, you can go, and if you can't, then either cancel or let me know and I will. But that's what I've done for the last few training classes, and it works out
Yeah,
good.
there's a requirement that you have to receive a certain amount of
It's
continuing-
4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, it's 4 hours. You do, I was told, the planning board had said that you can get 15 minutes for each meeting that you attend. And so I had went and asked about it, and the town board says that they will acknowledge that as long as they have something in writing. So I had asked, and we finally got something in writing, and then one member gave it to another member, and it disappeared. So once I get that, then I'll be able to credit everyone with 15 minutes per meeting.
Okay.
But we've been chasing this paper for a few months.
Well, just so you know, I do a lot of work with the Shelton Watershed Stream Management Program and the regress and all that stuff, and we're working on the 5th annual Shelton Watershed Conference. It's going to be at the Shelton Center, and if you attend it, they're saying you can get 3 hours of
Okay.
state of knowledge training.
Okay, so if you want to email me whatever you have on that, so that I can also inform the planning board members of that,
Okay,
all right? And then maybe we can get that posted here too.
okay. It's April 11th.
Okay. Can you send me an email? I'll give you an email. This is why these